Hello, my friends. Steve, the musician here. Today, I am going to discuss triple tonguing. Specifically, we're going to discuss triple tonguing on a bugle. Now, this triple tonguing works for trumpets, for bugles, for any brass instrument that I've ever played, as well as harmonica, which I also play and teach. Flute, it works on. There may be others. Put in the comments below, if you would, other instruments and types that this kind of triple tonguing works on. The exercises that we're going to use today are designed specifically for the bugle. But if you're playing another instrument, don't turn this off because this may just help you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to switch to having some music in front of you right now. Okay, friends, so these are triplets. 3 notes for every beat. If I play them, I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for every beat. Or sorry, 3 for every beat. As I saying, triplets. One way to play them correctly is to just say the word triplet. So if I go triplet, 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 triplet. All right. But this lesson isn't just about triplets. This is about triple tonguing, the way to play these fast. The way you do that is instead of single tonguing them, instead of using your tongue to make the sound that the letter T would make, t, 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 like we normally would, the sound of T is for the first 2 notes, and the sound of the letter K is for the third. So to tongue this measure, you go t, t, k, t, t, k, t, t, k, t, t, k. So my tongue starts out at the front of my mouth, just behind my teeth, going t, and then I have the letter K. Let me switch over now to some video so that you can see what I am actually doing. Whoa, my shirt changed. How'd that happen? Could it be that I messed up the video and had to redo it? Could be. So my tongue is hitting the roof of my mouth, the tip of my tongue, going, if you imagine that this is the roof of my mouth, my teeth will say, are right here. T, t. And then the middle of my tongue is striking the roof. Okay, let's go back to practicing this. So in the beginning, you're going to simply try to make it play at all. You should not be going any faster than that. And by the way, it will probably sound terrible. It's very common to have it sound like this, to have the K sound be really like a blop of music, if that's a thing. And in fact, if I have a student who's playing it and it sounds very clean the first time, chances are they're doing it wrong. I'm very careful to look at under their chin and their throat to see what's going on inside. You can see from the outside what their tongue is doing inside many times. And so that's another reason I highly suggest, if you can, get a lesson with a teacher so that they can sit in a room with you and really help you nail this down. So once you start having it happen a little bit, the t, t, k, t, t, k, take the G and start as slow as you possibly can, and then slowly speed up. Watch how I do this. And you do it until it falls apart completely. Then it's time to slowly try to run through all of these different notes. And I highly suggest you do this with a metronome. Metronomes are so important. I was once way too good to be practicing with a metronome. Then I went to go to a lesson and my teacher was practicing as I showed up, and he was practicing with a metronome. I then found out I was not too good for a metronome, and neither is anybody else. If you're not practicing with a metronome, you're really missing out. So I highly suggest you do. So what I do is I set my metronome to 60 beats per minute, and here I have it going. And then I slowly work my way, following the metronome all the way up and all the way down. I usually don't repeat the top line. It's just my thing. Doesn't matter. So let me play it through for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what you do is you dial up your metronome 2 more beats per minute to 62. And you get so that you can play it at 62. And then you get so you can play it at 64. And then you get so you can play it at 66. See, I can do math. Now, as you're practicing, you know, one day you might get it from 60 all the way up to, say, 76 beats per minute. Well, the next time you practice, don't expect to be able to play it at 76 beats per minute right away. Chances are you'll have to drop down to something like 70. So you'll find yourself getting faster and faster and faster, and then the next time you go to play, you won't be quite as fast as you were the last time, but you won't be quite as slow either. So you'll start somewhere in the middle of where you were, and then you'll get hopefully faster and faster and faster and faster. All right, let's move on. Our triple tonguing exercise number 2, where we actually have to change notes. It's much harder. It's much harder. So I highly suggest studying that first exercise first. And by the way, these will be available for download on my Patreon page. So we start by single tonguing it to get it in our ear. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. T, t, k. And what you want to do is isolate these. Practice the same one over and over again till you get over here. So we go 3, 4. And you might even try to start slow and go faster like we did before. Oh, sorry. And then you practice this one. Then we come over here. And then, of course, over here. Okay? And then the same thing. You set up your metronome. If you cannot play with a metronome, you are not a good musician. Period. Metronomes are your friend. Use them. All right. So I set this again at 60 beats per minute. You would go through the same technique where you would play this at 60 beats a minute. And when you can play it cleanly at 60 beats a minute, you go up 2 beats per minute to 62, and then 64, and 66. See, I can do math too. And play this for you. Please forgive the little squeak at the end. Folks, I hope you really enjoy practicing this triple tonguing. Learn it. It is so worth it. It is so worth it to get it down so that you can play truly fast. By the way, don't forget that I am on Instagram as Steve the Musician. I am also on Facebook as Steve the Musician. If this helped you, or if you know somebody this would help, please subscribe and get your friends to subscribe. It really helps when you do that and when you give the video a thumbs up. Keep making music. Cannot wait to see you next time. I do have more bugling videos on the way.